Hi Gemini, how are you? It's me, Lauren B. Welcome to the Untitled Tarot. We are going to use the Tarot of the Old Path this week, Gemini, for your spread. The shufflemancy has been the predominant factor in all of the readings this week. So all of the titles for the videos have to relate to like the artists of the songs. You got Lizzo, which is real funny. You got that song Tempo. I want to pray before we get into this because we got some stuff to get into. Gemini. We got some stuff to get into. Father God, thank you for being here with me and my Geminis today. I ask that you give me wisdom, clarity, and discernment to deliver these messages accurately. I ask that you bless and you cover these cards. In Jesus' mighty name, we thank you. Amen. 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 We're going to do three. We're going to do 3 crosses, Gemini. So, excuse me. Hold on. I feel like I need a shot before I do the reading. Okay, Gemini, so you got that song by Lizzo called Tempo. And the chorus of that song goes, slow songs, they for skinny hoes. I can't move all of this here to one of those. I'm a thick bitch. I need tempo. Fuck it up to the tempo. And that made me giggle. And then I was doing your pre-shuffle. And then the 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Rods came out. And I was like, okay. And then I went to put it back in the deck and shuffle, and they flew out violently. So I was like, okay, I'll take them. I'll take the cards. And so I'm looking at the 7 of Pentacles. Look at it with me. So I'm looking at the 7 of Pentacles, right? And this is a card about investment, right? And then I'm looking at this Ace of Rods. So I'm like, okay, so you've been investing, Gemini, in like keeping your energy up, creative projects, passions, whatever it is. And then I notice that he's like sweating, and I see this like hot blaring sun back here in the Ace of Rods. And I was like, okay, so Gemini's like been under some pressure. Like we're looking at the last 2 months of Gemini readings, like Gemini's going through it. And then I look closer at the 7 of Pentacles, and I've never noticed this in this card before, and I've had this deck for a long time. Do you see all these red little squiggles? And I was like, red. I was like, those look like red vines. Red vines. Aren't that? Isn't that like a Twizzler? A red vine's like licorice. It's licorice. And then I was like, what is the symbolic meaning of licorice? And I realized that it derives from the Greek word. It means sweet root. And basically the symbolism behind licorice is that it's something that's like sweet, but it's something that's like, it's like candy. It's something that it doesn't have like any nutritional value. It's something that you like, it's something that you enjoy, right? It's sweet, but it doesn't have any substance to it. And then they brought me back to the Lizzo song, slow songs, they for skinny hoes. You can't move all of this here to one of those. I'm a thick bitch. I need tempo. It's like, and I'm looking at these wands now, and Ace of Rods, this can, you know, wands, rods, fire. They can also talk about like passions, like our vices that we like, right? Like our passions, right? So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, okay, Gemini, like I see you. You've been spending a lot of time investing, right? Investing in stuff that's like real sweet to you, right? It's exciting, it's fiery, maybe it's passionate, right? But it's almost like you're sweating under the pressure of it now, because I think you might be realizing all of these investments that you've been making, they don't really have any substance to it, right? Because you a thick bitch. You need tempo. And what's tempo? Also, tempo is a beat. It's something that's consistent. Tempo is a beat that consistently moves throughout the song. It's the base. It's the foundation. So there's something about what you've been doing, people you've been spending time with, things you've been bopping to, right? You've been investing time and energy into that, you know, maybe it's sparked up some of your passions, right? It's kind of kept you going, right? But it hasn't a lot of substance to it. And you're hungry. You're hungry for something that's like more, that has more substance to it, that has more nutrients to it. Even this guy, he's got like a little bit of a belly, right? He's been baking underneath the hot sun, and like he's probably hungry for like a real meal, right? So let's see what else comes out for you, Gemini. This guy wants to come out. Knight of Swords. Okay, I see, first and foremost, I see this Knight of Swords coming towards you. It's more like this on my board. I see this Knight of Swords coming towards you, Gemini, and he, she, they look a little annoyed. They look a little annoyed. So Knights bring messages, right? Swords representing the cerebral air energy. This is somebody kind of coming through with their truth, with clarity, with logic, with discernment. This is somebody that's like clear-minded coming towards you, almost like while you've been very, very distracted, kind of at play. We're going to say it that way. You've been busy at play, keeping your mind off of some things, right? Investing in candy. And this person is coming forward looking perhaps not super pleased with you, and they got their sword of truth in hand. And it's funny because this sword with all this rainbow stuff, it almost looks a little bit like a candy cane. It almost looks like a little bit of a candy cane. It's almost like this person's going to come forward a little bit and be like, it's going to, how do I want to put it? It almost seems like this person's going to come forward almost like, hey, Gemini, like, do you want to talk? And they're like, you're gonna be like, yeah, let's talk. Sounds like you got something sweet to say. And then they're gonna be like, whoosh, truth bomb. It's a little bit like that. It's so funny how it's coming through. It's so funny how it's coming through. The star. The star. Interesting. Okay, so this is like a wish. Star also, it represents Aquarian energy, which is also humanitarian energy as well, like that all for one and one for all. It's also North Node energy, so it's what you're supposed to be doing. It's what you're supposed to be moving towards. So it's almost like this Knight of Swords, male or female, whoever this represents for you, is kind of coming forward to you, I think, Gemini. And also, flip it and reverse it, Gemini. You could be this Knight of Swords and someone else could be this over here. But for the sake of the reading, it feels like someone's coming towards you. So for the sake of the reading, someone's going to be coming towards you, perhaps, Gemini, saying like, hey, like, listen, like, you know, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you're not doing anything to help other people. It's like a little bit of like, you're just doing a bunch of stuff for yourself that isn't even really that good for you. I'm hearing like digging a hole. Like, you're just digging a hole for yourself, right? Maybe partying, doing a lot of that stuff, right? But you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know what's good for you. You know what's good for you. I'm also hearing if you know what's good for you. That's intense. That's a little intense. Okay. Okay. So this person's like, you know, if you know what's good for you, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Because then the Ace of Swords comes out in reverse. So again, this person's like, hey, Gemini, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing it. Ace of Swords. It's like, you have no idea what you're, I'm hearing like digging a hole. You have no idea what you're even doing over here, like what kind of damage that you're doing. Again, flip it and reverse it. Do the Missy Elliott if you have to. Missy Elliott's in this song. So cool, right? Nine of Rods. The Nine of Rods is a little bit of a defensive energy, but this is also like a standing your ground energy. This is like a wounded warrior. This is somebody that's like been through the thick of it, but they're not afraid to like hold their ground because they know that they'll like overcome any opposition that comes their way, right? They're like, they're a little tired. They're a little battle worn, but they're like, you know what? Bring them out. Bring them out. Like, if I've already overcome everything else I already have, like, what's one more battle? Like, what's one more battle, right? Followed up by the Four of Rods, which is a union energy. It's a family energy. Fours represent stability and foundations and wealth with the Strength card. So this Knight of Swords, and again, you could be the Knight of Swords, but it doesn't feel that way, but you could be. So again, you're sitting over here investing in candy, not really kind of playing around, not really investing in things of like real substance. And this Knight of Swords is coming through. The sword just, the star just flipped over, right? It's coming through saying like, hey, Gemini, like, you're missing the star. Like, you're missing the point. You're missing your purpose. You're not going in the right direction, right? Because you're blinded. You can't really see. You don't have enough clarity to see that you just gave up fighting for the Four of Swords. So love, stability, family, what could have been a foundation for you, right? With the Strength card, because you weren't either strong enough to do it or you need to pull up your strength to do it. This Knight of Swords looks pissed. Middleman. This Knight of Swords is a middleman. The Knight of Swords is literally a messenger. I'm hearing, don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. This Knight of Swords is a middleman. Because now we have out the Queen of Swords, right? So this Knight of Swords often brings messages on behalf of the monarchs, which would be the king and queen. Because we have this Queen of Swords, someone that, one, with all the yellow, is very confident, but they're very logical. They're very discerning, and they're very clear-headed. They know why they're doing what they're doing, and they have their own gigantic sword of truth. Followed up by the Seven of Swords, which is like a sneaky card. It's like a little bit of a trickster card, right? And what the Seven of Swords does, this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, he has 4 swords, right, in his hand. He's sneaking off with. And what does 4 of Swords represent? Rest. It's like a vacation energy. It's like, I'm going to dip out. I'm going to excuse myself, right? And what does he leave? He leaves 3 swords, which is heartbreak. It's disappointment, right? Followed up by the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cauldrons. I want to find out a little bit more. But again, it's almost like this Knight of Swords is coming forward. It's like almost sending a messenger. It's sending a message from the Queen of Swords. Like, listen, like, I know that you dipped out. I know that you dipped out so that way you could have like your rest, your siesta, right? So that way you could go and like play around, invest in some candy, right? Kind of explore your passions and all of that kind of stuff. But I think you weren't really like clear-headed when you made that decision, right? You didn't really stick out like and fight the good fight. And the good fight was for the 4 of Wands, and it required your strength. And with this lion, lions also represent loyalty, right? And the cats also represent your intuition. Perhaps there's an, again, flip it and reverse it, but the guy in the 7 of Pentacles, your intuition was telling you to be strong, stick it out, fight the good fight, so that way you could have union, foundation, family, celebration, that kind of energy. And that didn't happen. And this Knight of Swords is coming forward to bring a message from the Queen of Swords saying, hey, I know the truth of the situation. I'm still standing tall on my throne, right? Kind of because the 4 of Swords, or the 4 of Rods, I'm sorry, the 4 of Wands, people, they live inside of a kingdom, right? She's like, he or she is still in their kingdom, still got their crown. Very, very confident, right? She has lavender in her hand, which means that this person is like very lucky. Things seem to like go in the right direction for this person. They seem to have like a lot of luck or good fortune or blessings. And they have this big sort of truth saying, it's almost like, see my throat chakra going off now? This didn't happen in any other videos. Saying like, I know what you did. It's like, I know what you did, Mr. 7 of Pentacles. Like, I know that you, like, almost like, that's what it is. Or like, I know that you left saying that you just needed rest, like you just needed recovery, like you needed some time to heal, but what you left was heartbreak. And I know like what you're doing over here. And this is like a middleman coming to deliver the messages, Holy crap. But now we have this Knight of Cauldrons. So I'm wondering, I want to look a little bit more into this Knight of Cups, because Knights also bring messages of like love. This could be this Queen of Swords, male or female energy, saying like, I offered you like a cup of love. Like I was sweet to you, right? It's like you're eating candy, but like I had like homemade jam. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's like I had like homemade preserves, like real fruits, like real sweets. Like I had something like made with love for you, right? And with his hands changed, it's almost like those chains sort of represent like commitment. They sort of represent commitment a little bit. Like, this is what I was offering you. This is what you did. This is what you're doing now. And this Knight of Swords is communicating that. But it also feels like there's more going in this Knight of Cups that I also want to know about. I'm wondering if this is a new suitor coming in. This Knight of Swords, before I even pull these cards, this could be this Queen of Swords saying that he or she came forward as the Knight of Cups for you. Again, flip it and reverse it, Gemini. I know some of you are yelling at me. I feel it. But this Knight of Swords, this could also be a new suitor coming in to the Queen of Swords, male or female. They're just in an energy, feminine energy of being able to receive now, letting you know that there's like another player on the board potentially coming forward to the Queen of Swords. Five of Cauldrons, 5 of Cups, remorsefulness. The Queen of Swords is regretful. Male or female, the Queen of Swords is feeling a little remorseful that they offered up that cup of love to someone that said they were going to go rest. They needed to go rest and heal and take some time out, but they just left heartbreak, and turns out. Fool in reverse. In this deck, the Fool normally represents like a faith energy, but in reverse, especially in this deck, this speaks of foolishness, This Queen of Swords, she feels foolish. She feels foolish and regretful that he or she was offering this, and they got bubkiss in return. Why? You know, the last couple readings I keep saying bubkiss, and I didn't know why, but now I'm thinking of that movie It Takes Two with Mary Kate and Ashley, and the one family that one of the twins gets like temporarily adopted into. They were called the Bubkisses. And it takes two, right? It takes two to make a thing go right, and it was just one. But now the Moon card's coming out in reverse, so this is clarity. The Queen of Swords, again, male or female, this could be you. There's 3 players on the board right now. So you could be the Queen of Swords, Gemini, but the Queen of Swords is in clarity now. Again, she has her sword of truth right here. She's very certain now that it was a very foolish decision for her or him to offer up, communicate these loving messages to Mr. Seven of Pentacles, and it's left them feeling a little foolish and a little bit remorseful. And I told you this Knight of, ouch, I just hit my elbow, my funny bone. It's not funny. Funny, and then I just heard fuzzy, like Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, Wuzzy. Like, what's a bear with no fuzz? And bears, this is so weird, this is the weirdest reading I've ever done, because bears are also representative of protective energy, And again, it's like this, not having the strength to like protect, stand for, go back in for the good fight. It's like, it's almost the idea of like, they saw you as like a bear, like someone that was like strong, solid, dependable, or Seven of Pentacles, whoever this person is, there's 3 players on the board. Someone that was strong, solid, dependable, right? Something that was going to be very protective, somebody that was going to protect them. And instead, they ended up being like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And this Knight of Pentacles, this could be like a mutual party between you guys. Like I said, you could be any one of these people, Gemini. I normally don't have readings come out like this, but you could be the Seven of Pentacles person, you could be the Queen of Swords, or you could be the Knight of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. Holding on, refusing to surrender. The Juggle. 2 of Rods. So, Mr. Seven of Pentacles, whoever you are, this is the energy of 1, like holding on, not wanting to surrender. Again, 2 of Rods is a 2 of Wands. This is having to choose a path in some way, shape, or form. And especially in this deck, it's about trying to get a higher perspective. So, again, Mr. Seven of Pentacles did not want to release control of the situation, wanted to hold on, again, to these pentacles, right? We have some of them right here. And it's funny because for... what is that? So that's how many more? 4. Lauren, do math. So 3. So 3 more pentacles. 3 more pentacles. They took, and 3 of Pentacles is work. So this didn't want to surrender the 4 pentacles they had. Didn't want to put in the extra 3 pentacles, which is collaboration, community, like working with someone. It's that teamwork energy, and instead put it back into like situations that didn't have any substance, because again, under the impression that they wanted to get rest, that they wanted to get a higher perspective, because this person's sort of like on stilts right here, wanting to get a higher perspective. This is almost like what I feel like you're saying to the Knight of Swords, or whoever it is. This is what the Seven of Pentacles person is saying to the Knight of Swords when they come through with this message from the Queen of Swords. Like, well, listen, like, I just wanted to hold on to what I had because I needed to get a higher perspective. I needed to choose a path. Like, I needed to gather more information. I needed to gather more information before I made a decision. King of Pentacles in reverse. This is a very stubborn energy. And I'm assuming it's connected to Seven of Pentacles over here because all of the pentacles are in this area. All of the pentacles are in this area. This is someone that's very, very stubborn, right? See how stubborn this 4 of Pentacles, guys? Like, someone that's very, very stubborn. Also somebody, again, like that bear energy, somebody who is not protecting and providing for their kingdom in the way that they should be, right? But if you look at the history of monarchs, kings that cannot protect, provide for their kingdom normally get dethroned. And then a new monarch is put in place. They're forced to abdicate. So now the Queen of Swords is coming forward as the Queen of Cups now. So now the Queen of Swords has moved into her emotional body here. She has moved into their emotional body. Now being able to receive emotion. Peaches represent fertility and abundance. They have a new Ace of Cups that they're ready to offer out. And the Three of Rods represents sort of like a mission card. The Two of Wands is when you pick a path. The Three of Wands is when you get the gusto to go and walk out that path. That's being on a mission. And especially in this deck, this is about also threes being the number of divinity, accepting help and collaboration. So this Queen of Swords has now moved out of her logical body and has now moved into her emotional body, knowing that she is fertile. It feels a little bit like Empress energy, male or female, with a new Ace of Cups to offer out, and they're on a mission to go find it, and they're accepting help from their higher self, and guidance, accepting help and guidance from their higher self, their angels, spirit guides, Three of Cups, because they're going to have celebration. They want to have celebration. They want to have joy. Threes again, 3 threes, or 2 threes, 33. 33 might be a number for this person that they see a lot, depending. Again, you could be the Knight of Swords, you could be the Seven of Pentacles / King of Pentacles guy, or you could be the Queen of Swords / the Queen of Cauldrons. There's 3 people on the board, so pick which one you are. 3 threes, 33. So this person, this could be a number that they see a lot. They could be 33. That could be like an angel number for them. 3 threes also very, again, remember how I was saying lavender up here too, very, very lucky. 33 is a very auspicious number. It's a good luck number. It's a high vibrational number as well. They're accepting help and guidance in order to find, as well as combining their logical and emotional bodies, because they know that they're sitting in like pre-Empress energy. They're fertile and they have a cup of love to offer, and they want to make sure that whoever they offer it to next, it's going to go well. It's going to result in celebration and not like the regret, the remorse, and the feelings of foolishness that they felt prior. So again, pick your player, pick your fighter, Gemini. So rarely do they come out like this, the readings. And again, it's almost like, because there's 3 players, you'd almost say it's like, oh, it's like a third party, but it doesn't feel like it's a third party, because this Knight of Swords, again, it's just like a messenger. This is like almost like a concerned friend. This is almost like a concerned friend. Like, again, like a mutual friend between you guys. King Cups. He came out on his side. He came out on his side. Technically, it's like, it looks like this on my board. That's a free will decision. Normally when cards come out on their side, it depends on what actions you choose to take, whether or not that will kind of come through. But if for me, I can figure out kind of where the energy is going, depending on how, if I turn the card clockwise, whether it goes upright or reverse. When I turn the card clockwise, it goes upright. So again, this queen, male or female, they're just in a receiving feminine energy, is accepting guidance and help to set off on their mission to offer out this Ace of Cups, find a new fertile, abundant relationship that they can actually celebrate and be happy with, right? And it's for somebody that is a King of Cups. So it's a perfect pair. So there's a perfect pair on the board. And like I said, I am looking at this man at the top of the tree, which is giving me the impression that it's like, remember what I said about dethroning? If a king or a queen, again, all of these masculine energies over here, they could be feminine, and all the queens over here could be represented by a man. It's just whoever's sitting in that energy. If you cannot take care of your kingdom, you cannot protect your people, provide for your people, you'll be forced to abdicate your throne. And so now there's another king on the board. Two of Pentacles. The struggle with the juggle, the balancing, walking a tightrope. But all the pentacles are over there, so now this is on your side. Or their side. It's on someone's side. So again, this Knight of Swords is like, again, relaying these messages to. It feels like several It feels like several, and there's flowers, or not flowers, there's leaves around him, which tells me that perhaps there's been a season that's passed with these leaves in between communication between these two players. There's been a season. So what, we're going into winter, so it could have been like the end of summer, fall. Like there's a season that got missed, like maybe the fall season, most of the fall season. Now we're going into winter. But now the Pentacles person is in a position where they're kind of on a tightrope. I'm hearing thin ice. Thin ice. They're trying to balance. They need to balance a decision, what to do. Two of Pentacles is trying to balance a decision, what to do. And it's over the 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles is longevity. That's generations. That's namesake. That's the kingdom. That's the whole kingdom. So it's almost that energy of like, oh snap, did I just miss out on like my whole kingdom? Like, did I really just get dethroned? Page of Rods now in reverse. Now that's like all the wind got sucked out. It's like all the wind got sucked out of this Pentacles person. Like, oh snap, like I really am on thin ice. Like I really might have just gotten dethroned and missed out on my whole kingdom because I wasn't protecting it. I just abandoned my kingdom. Somebody else might have sat on my throne while I got away. P's and Q's too. This Page of Rods with this little pinky up, I always say it's somebody that is always on like their P's and Q's. It's about something about not being on their P's and Q's. So I'm almost getting like an impolite exit. Again, it's almost like a ghosting sort of energy. Again, now I'm looking at this Swords energy. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. This is someone that didn't take an investment. This is someone that didn't take an investment. Again, I'm hearing like I did it to Eight of Pentacles at the bottom. I didn't take the investment. I didn't work on it. I wasn't on my P's and Q's. So much for a Lizzo song. Oh my God. The Guide. This is Temperance energy. It was a decision that I made while I was unbalanced. And because this card says literally the guide, it's also about not listening to your higher self, not listening to your guides, not listening to your angels, your support team, like not listening to like what God was telling you to do. So this person didn't work on it. They didn't invest in it. They weren't on their P's and Q's. Now they're on a tightrope because they basically abdicated their throne. Now someone else is fixing to come and sit on it. That's actually emotionally, at the very least, a perfect pair to this queen. Page of Cauldrons. Pages also represent children. Pages also represent children. So there is actually a potentiality for this perfect pair. Because I haven't even seen the King of Swords come up. Or the Queen of Pentacles. So this is actually the only perfect pair. Somebody that perhaps is actually better suited. That there is a potentiality to have children with. Again, longevity. Justice. The balancing of the scales for the Queen of Cups. That looks like justice to me. Yes, it does. So, Gemini, what a reading at 29 minutes almost. I just had to keep pulling. I had to see how this played out. So, Gemini, like I said, you could be any of these people on the board. You could be the Queen energy, male or female. We all have both inside of us. You could be on the energy of the Queen. You could be on the energy of the Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Or you could be this poor sucker in the middle. Just like monkey in the middle. Don't kill the messenger. You could be any of that. I hope that this is you. I hope that this is you, Gemini. But yeah, they normally don't come through that way. Lizzo, thick bitch. We need tempo. We need tempo. We need consistency. So that's a wrap, Gemmy. That's a hell of a reading. That's a hell of a reading. It takes two to make a thing go right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm done with this reading. I'm so done with this reading now. I love you guys very much. If you made it through all 29 minutes of this, I appreciate you. I surely do. I love you guys very much. If you're interested in your December monthly, that is on the Patreon that is linked in the description box, along with my email for personals, my Instagram, and all the decks that I use, in case you'd like to use those for yourself. And in the meantime, stay prayed up, stay blessed, stay out of it. I'll see you later.